history being created. Everyone was, when I say everyone, I mean Indian fans, were over the moon because the young prodigy, that is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, was making his debut. And that's all that we could talk about. But 3.5 hours later, the day has ended with yet another loss. Now, losses in bilaterals aren't unusual, they happen all the time. But let's not forget, this is the third straight loss in 3 completed games that India has played in the T20 format. Third straight loss under the new captaincy of Shreyas Iyer.
9 out of 10 losses so far.
And it is a loss that has come when India notched up a decent enough total of 190, which England, while chasing, were 2 for 1. 2 for 1, having lost their openers pretty early and still winning the game with more than 1 over to spare and plenty in hand when it comes to wickets, as in 4 wickets. Your abiding memory.
No, welcome to reality. After the high of the stratosphere of Vaibhav Sooryavansh's debut, let's look at the reality. Okay, 3 out of 4 games now, 3 completed games, Iyer has lost. 9 out of 10, by the way, it's counting. The streak continues. He's lost 9 out of 10 games, starting from that 20I point period. What was Shreyas Iyer?
Lock app, not lock up.
Lock up.
20I point.
20I point. Now, pray and tell me, in which parallel universe is Ravi Bishnoi a death overs bowler? Pray, in which parallel universe do you allow the field to just spread out? Pray, in what universe do you always stutter at the death? 46 for 4. Yes, Tilak's 16 runs of 3 balls of Jofra Archer kind of gave you respectability, but it only delayed the inevitable. But tactical calls, sluggish death overs batting, you have not learnt from Ireland also. 3 losses now that you have got. Definitely, you get anybody in at this point in time, any changes that you make in the batting, it doesn't seem to help you. In fact, your bowling also, serious questions have to be asked.
Oh, so many thoughts. Of course, the highs will have to be forgotten. Firstly,
Where are the highs? 3 matches, I have not seen any highs.
No, the high of this particular match, Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, that was the whole thing.
That high also is another discussion which we'll get to.
Yes. And this performance was so underwhelming in retrospect now that you see. Let's set aside whatever we saw in Ireland, just strictly what we've seen today. This did in many ways, as Shilan and I were prior to coming live discussing about how 2022 England gave you that wake up call when you're winning with 1 over to spare and a couple of wickets in hand, and the way that the match was dominated by England. I don't remember a T20I England dominating against India since that very point. And today, there's no place to hide. You said that things were rusty, or we all sort of were a little generous at that time and willing to believe that, okay, these guys just done with the IPL, etc. They played a test match, after which they went to Ireland. At times, you just take some time getting on with the act, and things appeared a bit rusty. So you gave them that particular leeway at that time. Then you got to bat, unlike England. So you got a feel of the opposition, after which at the halfway stage this total felt competitive enough. It felt very, very good at that point because of what the ball was doing in the first innings. But the bowling just did not step up today, just did not step up. And I think now batters, of course, we'll get to as well, but altogether all 11 men who represented India today have no place to hide, because it's 3 matches on the trot now, and clearly there are some cracks that need to be addressed. There are those cracks that need to be filled going forward. India will have to win all 3 matches now if they want to win the series. It can still end in 2-2, but you need a hat-trick of wins after a hat-trick of losses now in completed matches. So plenty of thought, and I think now high time you need to really get the act together, address some of those things that are going wrong at this point.
First off, it's the revenge of Tom Benton.
Oh, and Jacob Bethell.
Oh, sorry, I meant Jacob Bethell. Sorry, not Benton. My bad. I mixed up the names. Jacob Bethell. The revenge of Bethell. This man, 7 runs.
That's exactly the thought that I was having while he was batting. That Bethell, almost there, man, has ensured that he's there.
Also, I think he's showing RCB where you have to bat him.
Yeah, by the way, that's the other thing. Jacob Bethell, IPL colours, Mr. Hyde. English colours,
That's-
Dr. Jekyll.
So
Two
that's
different people.
Because they played him in the
2026,
right position.
So that's Sam Curran 2.0.
But Sam Curran didn't turn up. At
That's-
least Bethell turned up. My point is here, they batted him in his right position. They were trying to make Bethell an opener for whatever reason. Even though that one knock also, which everyone remembers, came I think at number 5 he was batting at that point in time. So lower middle order is where he is best. And even today, see, there were a couple of generous overs as well from Ravi Bishnoi, who's
Where was RCB batting him?
opener. They were playing him in place of Phil Salt when Salt was out injured, which didn't look like a good tactic at all. He could not deal with a moving ball. He needs the ball to be kind of coming on and pretty good against spinners, as Ravi Bishnoi will testify. But I think, yeah, the key factors to this loss, aside from that, obviously, look, you got wickets. The problem was you were too expensive when it mattered the most. Your death, and in the death overs, they gave away 59 runs. So basically, you lost the match there because at one point in time, when they were like 5 wickets down, the asking rate had crept over 11. Which even with England's batting order, you'd say, okay, the bowling team should consider themselves favourite here. But that one key over from Bishnoi, and again, there are 2 overs from Bishnoi today which really changed the course of the game. One was when they bowled him in the power play. Why would you bowl Bishnoi in the power play? When has he ever bowled in the power play? Neither of the 3 spinners that you have, the only one who's competent bowling in the power play is Akshar. Not even a Varun would I trust in the power play. For KKR, it's always Sunil who will take the bat, and if you need a power play over, not Varun, definitely not Bishnoi. You went with Bishnoi, he got hammered in the power play. You went with Bishnoi, he got hammered under that. Ironically, the place where he's most effective, the middle overs, you bowled him 1 over. And that, I think, was the 2 changing points, especially that over where he bowled 2 no balls. Because at that point, you were still very much in
17th
control.
over.
Yeah, the 17th over, you were in control of the chase. But Bethell got those 2 freebies, those 2 free hits, hit the 6s. That over went for, I think, 29 runs. Eesh, not good. From there, it was done. Because after that, see, 10 runs off the next over despite losing a wicket. Done, dusted. Keep that over tight. And I think Harshit, Arshdeep do enough to get you over the line. That 1 over changed everything, because prior to that you were actually keeping the flow of runs down nicely. Akshar 8, Varun gave away 6. So in the middle overs you did have some control. Gave it away totally in the latter stages, and well, that came back to cost you.
I think, yeah, that 29-run over, by the way, that's the 3rd expensive in the history of Indian T20I cricket. 3rd most expensive over. Wasn't all down to some poor bowling, let's be honest. It was down to some poor discipline. Because 2 no balls that you do, knowing fully well you'd already bowled a similar no ball earlier on in this match, this effectively is come 2 in 1 over. That changed the game because it changed the mindset. If you remember, when Bishnoi comes into bowl, that same ball, before it's called a no ball, look at how Bethell handles him with caution, because Bethell can't take a chance. They've just lost bantam. And then they know that, you will be heading to the tail. I have to have a different approach. You bowl a no ball and you allow him that free hit, where he doesn't now need to think about losing a wicket. He has a free swing. Of course, good on him to have connected. And you don't do him a favor once. You say, okay, wait, hold on. Christmas may be far away, but I'll give you another gift. And you do it for the 2nd time. So it wasn't necessarily bad bowling, but I think bad discipline. And that's, by the way, inexcusable. I'm not defending him in any way. At this stage, as I said, he had done the similar thing earlier on in the innings as well. Then to come at a crucial stage and do it, unpardonable, something that needs to be looked at. Having said that, I don't think that Bishnoi is a villain as such. I still feel that Bishnoi is the right guy. See, also if you look at it, I think 3 spinners is not a bad option. Why I now look at it that way? Because that first game we did not see India come out and bowl, and we had no idea what is that India need to go with. and maybe there was a school of thought that thought maybe we played a spinner one too many. I think 3 spinners is not a bad option. I also like the fact, because we've been harping about the fact that you're playing part-time bowlers. So for once you played all out and out 5 regular bowlers. I don't mind that. None of that is an issue. A discipline with Bishnoi is an issue. The issue is, one, on the stages, as you guys have already mentioned, the stages at which you bowled Bishnoi, that could have been better. That goes down to the captaincy. And secondly, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about stages because you've already mentioned. But the second point is, on a given day, when you play 5 bowlers, I agree, I like that strategy. On most days, captain should stick to 5 regular bowlers, they'll do the job. On a day where somebody is not having an outstanding time, or you need to bowl him in a stage where he is not used to, for example, Bishnoi. By the way, Bishnoi, not only 29 runs, he was going more than 11 and over even before coming down to bowl that final over of his, which means not his day. It's okay. He can have an off day. Most days I'll back my top order bowlers. Even Varun's going close to 10 and over. Arshdeep's gone for 10 and over. Harshit's gone for 10 and over. That's fine. Bishnoi is also going. In all of this, I have a 6th bowling option.
Shivam Dube.
I have a Shivam Dube. Again, I go back to the captain. Maybe today was the day to try 1 over. Helps you get back into things. So I think more than just pinning the blame on the bowlers, which I think, of course, Bishnoi is guilty of not doing it. I think today was the day you could have gone to a Dube, who's been very good in the recent past. Should have gone to him. Maybe things would have been different, because right before the Bishnoi over, I was looking at the win predictor. 60% India, 40% England. Yeah. You're the favorite to win. Complete turnaround. 29 runs, games change.
And at that point, I want to add one more thing, because this is also something that I was looking at. Why is it when you thought that, you needed, let's say, somebody who could bowl those cutters, and just, you needed some sort, you had to protect Ravi Bishnoi. You just could not have given the ball to him at one point. So when you have a Dube, why don't you go to him? And it takes me, why I say, and this is about Shreyas's captaincy now. Is this a predetermined call then, that Dube will not be bowling in that match? Why I am saying this predetermined call, all this inflexibility, so to say, taking you guys back to IPL. Delhi Capitals, Punjab Kings, Yuzvendra Chahal doesn't complete his quota of overs. It happened once more as well. Why is it in Dharamshala? And it happens the second time as well. So, and why is it against Delhi Capitals? Yuzvendra Chahal wasn't bowled because there were 2 left-handers who were batting at that time. I think Aksar and Miller were there. So he doesn't complete his quota of overs. But we know the wicket-taking ability that Yuzvendra Chahal has doesn't go to him. Today as well, when you thought that the match is slipping away, is Shreyas Iyer beginning to give those sort of signals that when you're required to think on the feet, when you're required to be proactive and deviate from certain things that you would have learnt in the dressing room or have made all those plans, is there some sort of inflexibility over there, and this predetermined strategy is something that's thwarting him from becoming a better captain than he can be?
I don't know whether that's the case, but you make a good reference point, as in that it's happened in the IPL. If that is indeed the case, well, then that's not great. But I still won't want to pass a judgment. Having said that, I will also not forget that there were many people that pointed out that while he was at KKR, shots were being called by somebody else. While he's at Punjab King, a lot of times shots have been called by somebody else. So I know till now these have just been murmurs, so I'm not going to definitely pin the blame on him. But yes, the murmurs have been there that he is a captain who sometimes requires a nudge or two, or for him to think out of the box. But then the counter argument is that despite the nudges, he was still being very inflexible for Punjab, right, as being here as well. So I don't know what the reality is, but you did find yourself a bit slack when it comes to a few decisions that you could have done. Also, just looking at the result overall, as I said, we started the day being very happy and excited with Sooryavanshi making his debut. But what this particular result also proves to you is no panacea for everything or all issues that you have at the moment.
Of course.
So, no, because, the world seemed to have believed that India lost in Ireland India performed below par in the first T20I. I don't know whether it was below par or not, but by the way, looking at this total, I think India had a decent shout at winning that first game in Durham, which to me that pitch looked worse to bat on than this one, and they still got about these many runs. Maybe they were in with a shot, but anyway, it was looked at as a lot of issues. So now that you've got a Vaibhav win, everyone thought, bring Vaibhav, you'll be back to your best. What this proves is that this game, for you to win, all your pieces have to fall into place. Everyone, all the moving parts have to perform their role for you to win a game. And it's not that, bring on Vaibhav and you will win. So, I mean, at least that's what
I mean, when you look at the entire trend of Shreyas Iyer's losing streak, what's the one common thing? Underwhelming batting.
The common trend is the third point.
Whatever it is, but then you look at it from that point on, when they had that arrogance. Look at every loss that is there. What was the one game that they won? Iyer hit 100 and they chased down a very big total. In your LSG, when he got that, snapped that one, that's why I said a 9 out of 10. He's lost 9 out of 10 games. Now the problem is at this stage, in all the 3 games, his batting's underwhelmed. The team's batting is underwhelmed. 46 for 4 in the death overs today clearly meant that you lost your momentum somewhere down the line. Look at the shot selection. England, on the other hand, ran a lot of singles and twos. You check out the scoring, this thing. I'm sure England ran more doubles and singles than India when you look at it. India kind of relied only on brute force. 46 for 4 in 5 over period, meaning you could have easily gone past 200. Then it would have been much more challenging. In Ireland, your batting failed on all occasions. You lost wickets at the top. You didn't get the impetus in the death overs. Same thing. You didn't get impetus in the death overs. After your top...
You're saying the batting faltered also today?
Yes. Okay. Batting clearly faltered today because anybody who got their eye in, they didn't go on to make a big innings. Look at Ishan. He was there, but he was struggling. Look at Abhishek. He also tried. Tilak hit 24, but then starting he was so slow. Every single time. The only guy who's got a better strike rate amongst all of them in the top 4 is Abhishek Sharma. But he couldn't carry on. You don't expect Abhishek to carry on. Look at the rest of them.
I'm okay with the 37 of 22 also.
Look at Ishan.
No, Ishan 49 of 40 is terrible.
Terrible, yeah. He couldn't carry on after that. Again, Shivam Dube 5 of 7. Tilak 24 of 11, but then 16 of his runs came in 3 balls. Rest of the 8, he struggled. 46 for 4 really ensured you couldn't get to 200. And even in Ireland, same pattern.
I honestly think they had enough runs that they could have potentially defended. The thing with Iyer is, and again, I can tell you this because I've watched his captaincy for 3+ seasons on very close quarters, is that he can be, not 3, sorry, 2. 2023, he didn't play. But even then, he can be very... DC. But he can be very Jekyll and Hyde as a captain. Because in 2024, it oftentimes felt like he could do no wrong. There were many times where it felt like him and Gambhir were like a lightning and a bottle combination, whereby if Shreyas was going a little wrong, a slight nudge, as we point out from Gambhir, might actually change things. Like I remember again, the opening game of 24 was against SRH. Klaasen was plundering everyone, and the plan was that they'd bowl Mitchell Starc in the death. But because Starc was also getting hammered, they'd made a change of plans last minute and bowled Harshit. At that point in time, nowhere close to being established as anything of being a death bowler. And he got Klaasen's wicket. I do not think that was and again, this is just my conjecture, by the way, but I don't think that was a Shreyas call. Because with Shreyas, I do feel there are times he's rigidly stuck to plans. And I remember that being a problem in 2022. Which was a very different era at KKR because the head coach at that point in time was Baz, one of the most offhand coaches in terms of he doesn't interfere with strategy. Overall, yes.
Forget Dr. Jekyll and...
That's the problem, he doesn't interfere at all.
Yeah, with Iyer.
Forget Dr. Jekyll and Hyde of 2024. 2026, first half he was Dr. Jekyll, next half he was Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, because he was hiding.
Yeah, totally. Like a watchega.
I have a question on the batting since Siddharth raises that point. Today, if you look at that batting, of course, Abhishek has been outstanding. He's been one of your standout performers in this UK leg, including Ireland. Okay. Vaibhav Sooryavanshi we'll get to a little later. It's an entirely different discussion. Shreyas Iyer, I think, was good today. with the runs that he got at almost 170 strike rate. Shivam Dube, one bad day, it's okay. He's also an aggressor. And Tilak Verma also chipped in with all the criticism that he gets. Ishan Kishan is the one, and I want to, focus on him. It's not, I'm not looking at that one-off inning. He's got 49, looks very good. But I think, as Siddharth was pointing out, the focal point is going to be his strike rate of 122. Now, why that is a focal point? Because that's not Ishan Kishan. Of course, Ishan Kishan can bat like that. I was there in Colombo when he, batted very sensibly versus Pakistan to ensure that those runs were scored. So it's not that he can't change guys, I agree. But this wasn't a pitch or the conditions where he needed to get into gear 4, gear 5. This was an occasion where he could have batted in his usual gear 6. He does not. The question I have, and this is the thought that I have, and it goes back to selection. Today you've dropped a Sanju Samson, right? Why? Because he had 3 matches where he didn't score runs. Who was the other guy who didn't score runs?
Ishan
Kishan. Now, if he sees a player who's removed from the playing 11 after 3 losses, you know what he's going to do? He's going to just get runs. He's not going to care about what the strike rate is or what, because what will happen, what is everyone doing? Taking out Sanju Samson's scores, X, Y, Z, fail. Abhishek Sharma, good. 1 half century, 149, good. What will Ishan Kishan think? I want to know whether this kind of pressure that you have now, and this is not Vaibhav Sooryavansh's fault in general, it is now you're trying to put in players, what does this do to everyone else? There was already a school of thought that maybe Sanju Samson performed the way he did because he kept feeling the pressure. Right? While I agree that this is part and parcel of international sport, and if there is pressure, a player needs to deal with the pressure also, right? But then this is a second layer of that pressure, where fine, I have the pressure, but I need runs to keep everyone at bay. So now you've kept Sanju out and maybe told him that, okay, doesn't matter, we'll keep seeing. Number 3 batter is also thinking, I need to get runs. Tomorrow I don't. He is there, musical chair will continue, he comes in. The thing is with me, I am sorry, I don't know, maybe I'd love to know your thought. I don't know whether it's an assumption on my part, I know it's a conjecture on my part, but I do see the reason why this is happening, because this is not Ishan Kishan in general. On a pitch where, okay, if it's a tough pitch, tough conditions, tough situation, different thing. Today wasn't that day.
See, in the early stages of the Iyer Gambhir regime that you're seeing, they have already installed a FOMO culture, fear of missing out. Look at it. Suryakumar Yadav, when he came on as the captain of the T20I team, we all knew that Sanju Samson was in the midst of a grave crisis. Runs were not coming. What was the goal? Are you going to persist with Sanju Samson? What did Suryakumar Yadav say? If Sanju has a failure of 15-20 games also, we will still back him. Okay. Has anything come out of the camp? Which is where I go into the misleading comments that the Indian team
No, by the way, to be fair to that regime, Abhishek was also not getting runs, but they backed him.
Yes.
Right.
But already.
And that's why he could then play a knock like he did in the finals.
Exactly. The only guy who was under the pump entirely, but then we said wait for his clutch mentality, he'll perform in the final. He did in the final. But already you look at what has happened. 3 games you have dropped a Sanju Samson. 5-0-1. 3 scores, gone. You're out. Ishan also failed in Ireland. Now if you drop him, what is the message you're trying to send across? What is the thing that you want that you're destroying the template so effortlessly? You're destroying your own template of backing players.
But this is why he won't get dropped. No, that's what my point is. With the fear of getting dropped, he gets a 49. He gets similar 49. See, the thing is, if you want to play fearless cricket, it's you can't have safety and comfort. Both things come together. There will have to be a trade-off. One, you can be a safe team, okay. With the safe team, there are issues that everyone's not going to be aggressive. You're not going to get that totally. If you want to be an aggressive team, then you have to back your players. So the only way, we go back to Suryakumar Yadav and the way this team was playing after winning that World Cup. We discussed, right? Suryakumar Yadav came and the team started performing at a different level. Why was that? It was because the same thing. You gave everyone that confidence. Doesn't matter if you fail. There is nobody who's going to challenge you for your place. Keep playing like that. Then you give the freedom to a player to perform like that. Now, if that culture is changing, and it's too early to say that if that entire culture is changed, but the signs are in the 4 matches that we've seen so far that culture is changing, then you are also going back to those days where, yes, where everyone then will be very careful of how much runs they get. Then forget about being the team. Yes, you will be safe team. You will not get a disastrous day where 47 all out will come, but you will also not get those highs where Indian team was scoring 300 consistently because you're going to make them insecure.
I'm not too sure if that may necessarily have been the feeling with Ishan Kishan coming into this match with the way that he performed for 2 reasons. One, I think he very well knows that his exile ended at the back of some exhilarating performances, and he knows very well that he got in only because of the way that he was scoring all those runs and how much this team has valued scoring runs at a click rate. The amount of runs is not in question anymore.
But that was a different team.
How you get those runs?
That was a different team.
I think
who valued him like that?
We're talking about
I'm saying
Vaibhav.
I also adjust. No, you have somebody, who's your boss today, expects X, Y, Z things for you, but allows you, says you write the greatest story on the planet, but take 5 days to do it, right? And you do that and you excel. You have somebody else who says, I don't want that. I want 500 things in a day. I don't care if it's excel. You will change according to what the demands are. Yeah. He excelled and he came back because of what is the freedom you allowed him to.
But again, it feels too big a deviation for me to accept that this
it's
point.
Early days. I'm not
exactly
saying
that the mantra that gave you success in not 1 but 2 World Cups, which was to not care about personal scores and deliver in the interest of the team, play the template, play the occasion that the team needs. I don't think the coach or any other incoming captain would want to change that. You're talking about times where somebody like a Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is being fast-tracked.
You've changed that. You've dropped a Sanju Samson after 3 matches. You don't say it openly. See, by the way, Shreyas Iyer also said the same thing you're saying. Play aggressive, teams need to be intimidated with our personality. We want to entertain. See, one is I say and one is I react. You can say whatever you want. Once you make a change to that team, I am also observing, no? I can say that, oh, it's okay, chill, you can have food while we are doing a show. Me saying, and then I'm also putting a complaint of you eating food to HR at that time. You will see my actions rather than what I'm saying. I may say anything, but are my actions in line with what I'm saying? Again, I say, maybe we're jumping the gun, maybe it's early. Maybe we'll still give it time. Maybe today Ishan was just off color.
If that was the thing, then you'll see more than just Ishan. I don't see one player over here in the team that's not under pressure. And why are we just singling out Ishan?
Yeah.
I think.
Could that be a reason why Tilak Verma couldn't do it? Tilak Verma today, of course, comes right at the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Tilak Verma, again, could be feeling this way for a long time now. The pressure's been on him.
He's vice captain.
That's fine. Even Akshar was. Even Akshar was. So we've talked about almost every player feeling a sense of insecurity, and I think that's been the norm that ways. No couple of games or 3 games, there's no player out there besides I think the captain, as was the case previously as well, who will feel a set of who will feel that there's some sort of a cushion. As you were saying, probably it's Abhishek Sharma who's feeling that sort of pressure as well. We look at it this way: if he's seeing
Abhishek is still firing.
No, because if there's an Ishan Kishan who's just, as I said, he's been one of your star batters in recent times. Then there's somebody like Vaibhav Sooryavanshi scoring all those runs. In all of this, Abhishek could also feel that a couple of slip-ups here and there, and then my position could be under threat too. Because ideally you would want to play Ishan as well in the top order.
No, but Abhishek scoring runs now. Why will he feel threatened? He's been your standard performer. He has no reason to feel threatened at the moment. Everyone else does.
Because if you want And if you wanted that left hand, right hand combination, there are too many things that can get into the bat. You made that change, right? You made that change in the World Cup. It could have been his name as well. It could have been, and there was no way of doing a Vaibhav Sooryavanshi debut without, certain people feeling aggrieved. It was a hard call that had to be taken at some point. There was no right way of doing this. There was absolutely no right way of doing this. And with Sooryavanshi, I think the case was so strong. I know people who still feel that he should have still played more under 19 cricket, age group cricket, done more 8 overs, done exactly more time. But I'm just saying the performances were just so extraordinary.
That's a different debate. We've all agreed. Nobody amongst us has argued that he doesn't deserve to play for India. I think he does. I think we've all established it over the years. That's not a debate at all. I'm saying with this now, you hurrying into that debut, have you created an environment of insecurity? And that is something that we'll know.
Unintentionally, I think you have. Unintentionally, because I don't think that was the intention.
Sure.
I think the
Why
intention,
would anyone want that?
The intention was to reward someone who didn't knock on the door, but who took a bulldozer to it. Said that you can't ignore me. These many runs, this strike rate, this average, forget about it. You can't ignore me. Ignore my age. You'll not ignore me. The problem then is that the clamour for him grew, which put pressure on the team, because I don't remember a single press conference now since the Ireland tour which hasn't been dominated by Vaibhav Sooryavanshi related questions. Now either the team could have then really stuck to their guns and said, listen, we're not going to be pressured into playing him. We trust our players, and the thing is, saying it is one thing, but as you said, doing it is another.
They kept saying it.
They said it a lot, but
last night they said.
But actions matter more than words, right? Your actions will actually tell you where is that your intentions lie. Because with Sky, he genuinely didn't drop Sanju for ages, and Sanju started repaying that form. I think it was the South Africa tour where he got those hundreds, then consistently was getting good scores. So it took time, but he finally did repay, and that consistent belief, that consistent faith was what actually paid off. Here, sadly, you not only have that a manufactured situation of sorts whereby you've actually had to deviate from your own template. On top of that, just look at the batting order. You're batting a lot of people even out of position. Tilak has now been dropped down to number 6 for some reason. Shivam Dube came into bat, didn't have any impact there. He's also someone who, for the team, has batted a lot of position, but is probably no higher than a 4-5 kind of a batter. He's done well where he's had to. But your batting order is also kind of not sorted, because these are all guys who you want to be playing, but you're not playing them out of position. Tilak is batting at number 6. He's not a number 6 batter. He isn't. I know that also might be a thing that, okay, he's struggling against spinners, we'll only give him pacers. But again, it's a bit of a mishmash that's come up, and you're not able to deal with it.
No, it could have been worse, by the way. They could have done that same, as we discussed earlier. So on that account, I'll give the Indian team, pat on the back, that they still, while it was a tough call to have dropped a Sanju Samson, at least they went for like, rather than dropping an easy target like an Akshar Patel and all, and then making a khichdi of everyone falling out. That doesn't happen. The reason I was saying about all of this is, you could say whatever, as Shane also pointed out, it's your actions. See, Suryakumar Yadav got dropped, right? That in itself, see, you got to see everyone who's part of the team sees and hears things. Suryakumar Yadav is a World Cup winning captain. Suryakumar Yadav misses out. Never lost a series, misses out. If I am X, Y, Z or whatever, I'm seeing that, right? Hello, winning the World Cup alone is not good enough. Maybe he wasn't getting runs with the bat, which is the truth. Oh, they're not going to give you a very long rope, huh? You could be a World Cup winning captain. You're not getting runs, you're out. That puts certain amount of fear with me. Now, I move next step. Next step, Sanju Samson. Prior to the tournament. 3 matches, not happening. Okay, Sky, you were saying 1 year, it's not happening. Sanju Samson, 3 matches, not happening. What does the rest of the batters see? Oops, dropped. The young kid has come. Damn. Sky got 1 year, he got 3 matches. I could be 2 matches. Boss, I got to get runs. Nothing else is going to save me. Yeah, it's a desire. Everyone wants to play for India. So that is what,
Then your aggression is compromised. Clear and simple. You can't be having the fear of failure and then score aggressively, because that increases the risk of failure.
Yeah.
A 49 or 40 in Ishan Kishan would have been acceptable in a 21-22 period. But T20s has rapidly changed. This is now for a number 3 batter, 122 strike rate. Boss, it doesn't cut mustard at all.
No, but I just hope that this is a one-off.
We
I
hope
hope this is just a one-off. It can happen to anyone. Dube didn't have a great day today. I just hope it's a one-off, and we're probably making too much into it. I just hope this isn't something that's seeped into the Indian team. I just hope a one-off bad day. Ho gaya, koi nahi, move on. Next day, Ishan will be fearless again. Because I want a fearless Ishan. I want a fearless Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. I want a fearless Abhishek Sharma. Fearless Shreyas. Everyone. That is your team that won you 2 back-to-back World Cups. I want that to continue. I don't want it. So let that be aberration. Let's get to the point that everyone wants to talk about. Baby boss, boss baby, universal baby boss, whatever else people are calling him, makes his debut, gets 14 runs. How do you see the debut performance?
I think he was around what I expected. Because see,
Because is it, yeah, okay, somebody is calling it decent enough, somebody is saying failure. Where are you in the scheme?
Not making any judgments on him. What I wanted to see though goes more beyond the 14 runs. My first thing was, okay, is he going to try playing the same way that's got him here, or is he going to try tweaking? I did think there'd be things he might need to tweak, but it's always better if you go with what works for you first, which to be fair, he did. He also ended up getting out in rather unfamiliar fashion. So I was like, okay, no problem. This is how you learn. You've come to the international level. It's several steps above whatever it is you played so far. No problem. That's how you learn. In essence, though, what I saw from him just proves that, yeah, he probably does belong at this level. So you haven't done anything particularly wrong when it comes to fast tracking him. It's not a bad decision. If you have a batter who at 15 years of age can go down on one knee, smack Jofra Archer for a 6, yeah, I think you've done enough. What I've seen, I know people will say, oh, this is nothing compared to what you've seen, but IPL is a different kettle of fish. You'll get different conditions, different everything really, impact player, better pitches. Don't judge off that. What he's done is enough on debut.
Well, see, 14 of 10. Was the fearlessness there? Yes, the fearlessness was there. Was the aggression there? Yes, it was.
I hope nobody sees that strike rate 140 and things.
No, I mean, see, that's why when there was a chance to capitalize, he capitalized. Okay, that one slot ball that Josh Tongue bowled, he dispatched it deep mid wicket for 10-15 rows back. He had the audacity to kind of slog Archer on one knee, but then that went to 6 over third man. So his scoring, aggression, fearlessness is there. Okay. But the only thing is, to Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, welcome to international cricket, boss. Because in the IPL you had flat conditions. In the Sena countries and with international bowlers all having plans, having dissected him analytically thousands and thousands of times, the plan was there. There were hardly any slot balls. It was either shot at the body, just outside off stump. If it has got that extra pace, it will skid through, he will miss it. Okay. The plans are there. It is now up to Vaibhav Sooryavanshi to innovate and find his way out of it. Because this is the blueprint, it's going to continue. They will bowl at his body, they will hardly give him any slot balls. He has to find a way. So it was a welcome introduction to international cricket. A lot more could have been promised, but I said my benchmark was a 9 ball 27. He's done his job in that sense. He's given you a start. He's given you a good start in the power play. That's what you want. He'll learn more. Simple as that. From your first, I mean, one of our comments was like, don't read too much into it. But there is a risk of not reading too much into the knock also. If he scores a 50, if he scores a 100, you need to have that same benchmark. Don't read too much into it. Yeah, it is his first game. He's done all that. Here also, okay. He's done what he had to do. Get the debut off, get all the butterflies off. Now I think let's wait for the second game when he comes out to bat.
Yeah. Again, 14 of 10 is not going to make him look very good as a batter. And this is, ignoring that he's a 15-year-old, etc., etc. All of that.
No, that we've gone past.
Exactly.
His age.
Yeah.
We judge him as a player now.
Exactly. You judge him as a player now, and 14 of 10 for him as a batter is not going to make him look good or any batter look good. But then you need to be a realist. You need to know what the context has been to this particular occasion, and you need to realize that you're talking about a 15-year-old who will be treated differently. He cannot be dropped after 3 matches. Let's be honest. You've taken a giant stride. This is like investing in a multi-bagger. Simple as that.
What does that mean for those of us who don't know money for stock exchange? We don't understand this.
Penny stocks which just blow up in 5-10
He
years.
is the biggest investor we have.
I'm not.
Actually, you are.
I
He
try
is.
and study. I try and study these things a bit, or just interest. But this is
Shark
at
Tank.
this point Indian cricket's multi-bagger is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. You've spotted him. You've figured out that stock, everything going, manufacturing ethanol. You know,
No,
things
don't
can
go
happen.
there.
Don't you dare.
Don't go there.
You know you're going down that road, so you see
Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is good news. Ethanol is not.
ethanol.
So no comparison.
Anyway,
Don't
companies
even get me started on mileages. So
companies
bad. It's going down, and I don't want to think about my engine. So let's not go there.
It's corrosion, which you will know in 5 years' time.
Yeah.
But then
We're
probably
all
time
lab
to
rats right
trade in.
now. As we've been told, we're all lab rats right now. There's no evidence, but
But why are we lab rats, for that matter? Why must all experiments be conducted? And by the way, my grouse says that, okay, fine, you want to conduct an experiment, fine. Give everyone an option, no? I should be allowed to. You keep talking about Brazil and all these countries, they also keep normal petrol. So allow me an option. If I want just regular petrol, sure, make that expensive, make ethanol blended petrol cheaper. If I want to choose that, I'll choose that.
it's
If
not
I
even
don't-
cheaper.
Also,
No, I'm saying make it.
Yeah.
If you want to encourage that. But allow a citizen to choose what he wants to put. There's no choice. Now even 95 octane petrol comes with ethanol.
And the worst part is none of these engines are actually meant for ethanol petrol. That's my bigger gripe.
It's written in your cars.
Yeah.
Where
It's on the cap as
E5 or
well.
E10 at best.
Yeah.
E20. Crazy is what we're going for.
E20 we have.
Yeah, we have,
Yeah.
exactly.
E30.
Ugh. Terrible.
Anyway, coming back to our multi-bagger. Yeah.
No.
Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is your multi-bagger, and you don't come out of that stock in the first couple of years. It's like that. With Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, it's a long rope. What I really liked about it, if I'm looking for bright spots and I'm trying to understand, I think I saw Vaibhav Sooryavanshi in his T20 IPL avatar only. Why? Because of those 14 runs, 12 runs came off just sixes. And that is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi in essence for you. He will get most of his runs only in boundaries. That's what he does today as well on his debut. Scores only 14, but of those 14, more than 90% of those runs being scored just in boundaries. And this is the version of Vaibhav Sooryavanshi that has gotten him to this stage. You just hope that while he will take his time to realize that the pressure of international cricket is starkly different to just, set of fans, few thousands, few lakhs out there supporting you for when you're playing for your local IPL franchise. But it's a different kettle of fish, international cricket, and Sooryavanshi will come to terms with that in his in due course. Just wish him luck. Simple as that.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I think it's too early to pass any judgment on him. It's just playing his first innings, and I think he's such a talent that he deserves many matches. I don't think you need to judge him now. Give him a good run, 10, 12 matches, without bothering to see how many runs he gets, because he's a special talent. He plays high-risk cricket. High-risk cricket will bring with it failures. You have to accept it. What that tells you, that every third inning, he can play a match-winning inning as well. And if that's the consistency, if he can bring to international cricket, I'll take it any day. Any team in the world will take it. So, no judgment about his knock. He looked good in the time that he played there. The only thing which I found slightly different was the manner in which he got out. Stumping is not something that I kind of relate to Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. So it's not that he didn't play spinners in the IPL. By the way, there were certain teams that used the spinners early on versus Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. He could have scored runs against them. He could have batted dot balls against them. He could have been dismissed by them. But at no point did Vaibhav Sooryavanshi get stumped. Vaibhav Sooryavanshi to me versus spinners is not the guy that dances down the wicket. Vaibhav Sooryavanshi to me versus spinner is the guy, we saw him in the Ace series as well. Sri Lanka bowled a lot of spinners to him. He's the guy who stays in the crease. and he hits through the line, whether he will stay and pull you or whether he'll stay and drive you depending on the length that the spinner bowls, but he stays put in his crease. This was slightly unusual from Vaibhav Sooryavanshi in whatever little we've seen of him in the IPL as well as for India A. Now, what does that tell me? I don't know. Is it because international cricket, so he's trying to be different? I don't know. But it also leads you to the other thing that you need to think about. And this is a food for thought for the Indian team. As we said, Vaibhav needs to be given a long run. But your World Cup was won when you got a right-hander to open, because teams realize off spinners are troubling the Indian team. You were in a bit of a trouble and you realize I need to get a right-hander. And what has happened today? They got an off spinner to dismiss a Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. So something that was a problem or an issue where you were at a few months ago, you found a solution to it by getting a right-hander. You've now ignored that solution because of the pressure that you had on giving a 15-year-old the debut, because he's such a prodigious talent, that you've forgotten that that also is an issue for you. And what happened? You've gone back to square one, where an off spinner did the damage right on top. Now, what does the Indian team do next? They do try to fix the issue. If they fix the issue, we've already said Vaibhav should play
5-6 games or 10-12 games at least.
Then what happens now? Musical chair, Abhishek goes, play Sanju Samsung now.
Since we are in Bihari cuisine, you are looking at a tehri at this point in time. In this Indian
Tehri is
team.
not Bihari alone.
It's Bihari pulao.
It's-
That's the name I first had their pulao. That was the name.
Everywhere it's used.
I know, but
Have you had Terry in your house? Have I?
so,
I don't come from a Bihari.
instead of a
Terry or
khichdi,
like a pulao, yellow.
yeah.
Yeah, UP maybe. Yeah.
So,
I stay in UP, na, so I know. You haven't seen Gullak?
No.
You haven't seen Gullak?
My parents, they've seen it and they sing laurels about it.
It's an
Sing praises
amazing
about
series. TVF, outstanding stuff. Now the new series has come, but it's not as good as the previous ones.
Did they lose some character or something? No, the actor.
Yeah, one of them. They've lost in this new series, but they already have, I think, 3 seasons. You have to see it. Brilliant. Brilliant writing. Very, very good writing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, if you want to make
Much better than Lock Up.
yeah.
I am watching it.
You've been
I'm being forced to watch it.
so, yeah.
Then I also saw a little bit of this other one called Alliance.
Wow.
Which
We
I have-
also watching it.
Yeah, man. Alliance is slightly better than Lock Up. I don't like reality shows, but as I said, for some work I have to watch it. Not my cup of tea. I think that was the time I realized I've grown old. First, you don't recognize the participant. There are some influencers and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Yeah, so at the risk of causing a tehri to the Indian cricket team, okay, what do you do now? What are you going to do? You can't immediately drop a Vaibhav. That means you're destroying his confidence also, and only raise the conspiracy theories that Gambhir and Iyer are out to destroy the young kid. Okay?
But you can't drop Abhishek either.
You can't drop an Ishan also. Sanju, okay, then you'll have to be prepared with the off-spin ploy every time and fail. You'll have to either do that and say, oh no, we'll fail and fail and fail, but then we'll overcome it in the near future. That is the only way I see this planning out now. Because there are risks and flaws with this move that you did on July 4th. That you got in a Vaibhav Sooryavanshi because of the work that he's done, and because Sanju conveniently failed in 3 games, so you found a scapegoat easily. As I said, for rules, for all yardsticks, for everything, Sanju is N/A, not applicable. Okay? 3 matches is all he got after giving you 4 match-winning performances, so the cons don't even outweigh the pros. Yet you got dropped. Yet. So, there are no yardsticks as to when people get dropped in this Indian cricket team. There is no fixed benchmark, but again, that is where I say, please stop giving these platitudes then of backing players. They have been in a tough situations, they have won you a World Cup, they have done all this. Manchester didn't show you that. I'm sorry. You didn't back a Sanju, you only put on a facade in backing Sanju, and now you're conveniently dumped him. He could be back, shock horror for the next game. But then in the side process, you're destroying a young 15-year-old's confidence also. So well done. You've now got a balancing act wherein you've got a Kua or you've got a Khai. What do you do now?
I'm just happy with the fact that the guy who was under pressure, he's been your best bowler on the day in Akshar Patel. Absolutely phenomenal figures. 4 overs, an economy of 5 on a day where almost 200 were chased rather easily.
This was Akshar Patel, Delhi Capitals version from this year.
But no, this is also Akshar Patel, the all-rounder. My whole argument used to be an all-rounder is a guy who will do outstandingly well with one aspect on certain days, whether it's the bat or the ball, and he does that. He's not a bowler who's just rolling his arm over. No, my point is that.
Yeah, see, besides those last 3 matches in which Akshar got runs, wickets weren't a problem for him. I liked the fact that as a captain in difficult situations, he was getting those breakthroughs by bowling himself in the power play. Today as well, he gets you that crucial wicket, and he's making it a habit. At some point, I'd probably want to myself try and look at the wickets that he's getting, because it makes for a very good study in the sense that he's getting those prized wickets, and that's of a lot of importance today as well. The way Harry Brook had launched off and was looking to take the match away from you after tonking Arshdeep Singh the way that he did. You desperately needed his wicket. You wanted, otherwise this contest was over by a 15th over. But Akshar Patel gets you that wicket. So
Look at that economy, man.
Yeah.
Economy of 5.
Yeah. So he's been good as a bowler.
Incredible.
He's been good. I won't be surprised if he gets used in the power play as well going forward. And he should be, because he has those nerves as well. He can be guilty of, just pitching the ball short, but he is the troubleshooter as well. He was for Delhi the troubleshooter when they needed a quick breakthrough right at the start. So I like that ability of his to take the responsibility, get that breakthrough. Everyone likes taking responsibility, but you're not able to deliver all the time. So he did that. I vividly remember that. And today as well, very heartening. But just with the bat, you want a couple of good performances with the bat from Akshar. He gave you that in Delhi Capitals shirt, but now he's playing for India. You want to see it more often. You want to see that happen more often now.
Rajat Agarwal has a question. He says, whatever amount of PR, parachute captains don't work. Thoughts?
I don't think calling Shreyas a parachute captain is fair. It's unfair. Plus, what PR? Trust me, I've seen actual PR campaigns in effect. This was nothing close to that, promise you. Nothing at all.
You don't need PR if you've got the, if you've got the performances, if your work speaks louder than words, simple as that. Just
By
shut
the
up.
way, one player who's possibly got the worst PR in general has been Shreyas Iyer. He gets a lot of flack.
Baat to sahi hai.
Over the years, he's got a lot of flack.
Yeah, I mean 2023 it all started with that baat to sahi and that attitude that was there.
Yeah.
Started from there.
There was also, I remember in 2022 is when, I think when he was at KKR, that year in the IPL, couple of teams figured out a short ball issue. Then social media fans rather unkindly nicknamed him short ball a year. So that didn't actually really help him.
Yeah.
He got touchy about it. I'll never forget that press conference,
You-
2023.
It's not an issue.
Who says
You
I have
made-
an issue?
you guys made
You guys made it an issue. So yeah, he's in fact doesn't have any PR, because I remember 2022, this is the same guy who went ahead and said that Kolkata CEO also talks about team sheets and everything, and I'm like, bro, stop talking, I beg of you. So if anything, this guy needs PR. So he's not a parachute captain or anything of the sort.
Remember that one time where he spoke about Saurav Ganguly and inadvertently mentioned that, with Delhi, that he's helping the team where he was technically he was not supposed to.
He was BCCI's president at that point.
No, BCCI.
This is
Big slip up. And then later I said, no, I meant last season. Sachin says, Bol Dena Sarpanch, 9 out of 10.
Ah,
I just have one thing to say on this. There's only one real Sarpanch in Indian sport, Harmanpreet
Harman.
Singh. That's it. Cannot be anyone else. And this is also, by the way, karma for Punjab Kings. I remember someone had mentioned this once in one of their tweets, and they said, "Aapka sarpanch bhi hai, hamara bhi sarpanch." And I'm like, "Bro, he's won Olympic medals, yaar. Don't compare. Take a different nickname, please." But no, karma.
Harshit, please take AJ's question. He says, once Harshit said before starting the Ireland tour, I can't see that India will lose 3 matches in total combining England and Ireland tour. Rest is history.
Can we confirm this? Like, can this be like a nice little reel on our social media?
Then-
Of course.
I'm sure this will be.
Internet never forgets. So much so when he was saying, no, I never said this about Samir Rizvi, I opened it up.
You misconstrued it. That's a different thing altogether.
You use this word, the exact word. I am getting a sadistic
It's-
pleasure.
it's-
These are your words.
It's-
Sadistic pleasure in seeing Samir Rizvi out. Exact words.
Yeah.
I'm quoting
So
you.
it's like, just like you justified or said whatever that you did for Ganguly. You know, matlab mera kuch aur tha. It was like that.
But we know that he was covering up. For that,
So-
we know that he was covering up to something.
But
that
again,
he
that's conjecture, whatever it is. Yeah, see, he said some technicality, right? Has he been questioned for that or anything? Okay, you believed him for what he will. Okay,
we
theek hai.
didn't believe him.
Yeah.
A bad example, because what he said, he
Okay.
covered up his tracks.
So that's
but
what I'm
everyone
saying.
realized that he had goofed
I-
up. Big boo-boo he had done.
Yeah, so, and I will again say, you were here, I was here, Siddharth was here, Shane was here.
I forgot what you had said. When you said you denied it completely, I've said nothing like that. Then I had to open it up and listen to it in my earbuds.
so-
And the words were this. You know, Samir Rizvi has gotten out today. I don't know whether I should say it, but I got this sadistic pleasure today in seeing him getting out early. Because he's been getting too many runs. I want the rest of the batting order to... These were the words.
I'll maintain that. Again, to all...
Having the popcorn in.
Yeah.
God have mercy. Oh man.
If you want a PR person, Shreyas, listen, you can be a good PR agent for Shreyas Iyer, yeah?
How? How?
By doing all this, he can deflect all the blame.
Honest person cannot be PR.
Chalo, whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's okay. By the way, it's not just seriously, it's not just on Harshit. 9 out of 10 people, if you ask, they would
By
have
the way,
said the same
losing
thing.
3, again, you
No,
were...
no, everyone would have said, not just you.
would meant losing the series, which I didn't see coming. You know, neither the first
Nobody,
one, nor
nobody.
the England series.
Nobody.
This England team is also, you know, the coming of a...
No, this we knew will be close.
It'll be close. But after the defeat that they had in the Test series, and you know they were down and out. There's so much pressure on England cricket right now, and just between the two sides, India far better. India far better. 3 matches on the trot completed matches.
The English T20 team is not bad.
Yeah, and also there's no pressure on them because quite frankly no one cares about them. Everyone is focused on Mexico.
Yeah, that also.
Yeah, they've preponed that game.
No, I think they denied. They tried and explored the opportunity.
Not because of England, but there was going to be a...
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yes, there was thunderstorms, but they explored the opportunity, but then said, no, it's not feasible because of timing issues and everything. See, of course, if that day there's a very bad thunderstorm, then it could be, because I remember even last year during the Club World Cup, which is like a precursor of sorts to the FIFA World Cup, it was held in US. There was one game, I think it was Chelsea-Benfica. 5 hours delay due to the thunderstorms. 5 hours. And I like an idiot actually stayed up to watch that one. So
No,
yeah.
but then wasn't one game in the league stages delayed due to a thunderstorm?
Correct. It's happened. The thunderstorms here get a little intense, so they do kind of have to. So this English team are under no pressure. No one cares about them right now. Today there was a good number of English people there, but then that's because there was no England football match going on.
I think we here in India care more about the English cricket team than Englishmen at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. And Na from the US is saying, told ya 2 questions. Why was Bishnoi given that over? And why was Iyer not talking to his bowlers, especially Bishnoi, in that over? Banton came out of syllabus, and Bethell is definitely the big thinker.
By the way, I did notice that point where Shreyas Iyer wasn't really going up to him, even at the stage where he bowled those 2 no balls and got hammered for 6s. I didn't know what to make of it. I don't want to be critical because there are certain captains, and I don't look at it negatively. There are certain captains who allow the bowler to think and figure it out. Someone did walk up, and that was Varun Chakravarti. Varun went, and if I'm the captain, I'm just looking at it. I don't necessarily have to go and put more pressure on the bowler. He knows he's made a big error, not once but twice. And if I see a senior bowler going and speaking to him, I'll let that be. So that I don't think is a necessary criticism per se. But the other point that she makes now, I think something that we've discussed earlier in the program.
Yes, we
See,
did.
there's nothing wrong with not going up to the bowler per se.
Just ask a Yash Dayal.
Exactly, that's the example I was coming to, where after every 6 that was conceded, he had 1 player come to him, then 2 players come to him, then 3 players come to him, and every time the number of players increased, the number of 6s he conceded also increased. So you don't want that. But he was clearly at that point in time looking very lost, all at sea. He needed someone. So I was glad that Varun went up to him and said, "Okay, listen, it's okay. Just kind of focus on doing what you have to. Don't worry about it." Problem was, by that point the damage was done. But I mean, I do agree with the second part that Banton one is totally out of syllabus. Very few people know about him. Bethell, I think, is, I dare say, the one star boy that they are hyping who actually looks like he has something. With Brook, his problem is he's horribly inconsistent.
His knock was incredible.
He was, but
The rate that he was batting, and remember he was
he'll be the best knock of the series you watch.
Yeah, okay, that's another thing. But I'm saying at that stage when they lost 2 wickets, not easy to be the aggressor, but he continued to do.
See, he's there. His problem,
Slap
what
that
evades
will
him is
stop him.
consistency. With Brook, Bethell on Test debut in Sydney looked so assured. Then very nearly ensured that India got knocked out of a home World Cup semi-final. 1 boundary away, by the way, 1 boundary away. And now, again, he really looks like the real deal.
Speaking of, captain speaking to the bowler, I'm also reminded of an ill-timed intervention in an IPL final last over, where you needlessly got in a pink-colored drink, gave it to your bowler, and you conceded 2 boundaries after that.
Mohit Sharma.
Yes. You don't want that either.
Dhanush is saying the fate of India's bowling without Hardik and Bumrah. I feel sorry for Kuldeep sitting on the bench in tests for bits and pieces like Shardul and NKR and dropped from T20Is for Mr. No Ball Bishnoi. Wow, move over, short ball Iyer. We've now got No Ball Bishnoi.
No ball Bishnoi. That's a good one.
Truth be told, again, nothing against Ravi Bishnoi, but he had obviously fallen behind in the race to be part of the Indian team. Suddenly comes back after an IPL where he did decently well, but also was not played later half in the season, so wasn't there. But, I mean, man to man, Kuldeep any day.
Any day.
Again, what wrong did Ravi Bishnoi do? At one point, he was a number 1 T20I bowler.
No, but he had a dip in form, so much so that
Hardly
his
played.
IPL team
Yeah.
also let go of him, and then wasn't. Even this season started off well, and then he wasn't playing in the second half of the season.
To be fair, that could be said about Tushar Deshpande also. He played well, then they dropped him.
But Tushar Deshpande is not in the Indian team. Na?
I think Bishnoi even found himself surprised to be in the Indian team. He's like, my IPL team didn't back me there. Wow.
Well,
He didn't even have a great time when Gigi was coach at LSG,
LSG,
and Ravi Bishnoi they got a lot of fanfare, but didn't have that impact.
correct. Mir Singh is saying, sir, I told you, please change Asian Cup squad, replace Ravi Bishnoi and Washington Sundar. It's really shocking these 2 players who don't do well in the IPL as bowlers. I still play an Aksar as bowler, but his batting is really poor.
Yeah, his batting is out of form, but I mean, he's still an all-rounder. As for Bishnoi and Sundar, I mean,
That's what he's saying. He'll play Aksar any day.
Yeah.
Even if his batting is not working, he says he'll play him because of his bowling.
Yeah.
But I was also a bit surprised with, I'm not saying it in hindsight, but with Bishnoi's selection per se in the squad. I was a bit surprised.
The Dikshita V is saying, RCB blood Bethell asking why no one from team ruling IPL. Had to happen. Only one guy got the T20 World Cup credit, captain and player of the tournament dropped. VK Rowe के रहते credit नहीं मिलेगा ना World Cup 27 में.
I wonder who's being jibed at here. I wonder. Sarcasm, clearly. We all know.
Dikshita is a big VK fan, I think, isn't it?
And an RCB fan by
Yeah.
default.
And she's not a big fan of your coach, I must say.
Of course.
Isn't it?
Gambhir doesn't look for fans. He doesn't. Gets totally misunderstood. GG.
Not totally, but yeah, in some cases, yes.
90% of the times. Yeah.
Silly Paneer asked,
Silly funny.
best name.
Really funny.
I haven't had dinner. I feel like eating paneer. I like
Have some chili paneer. He says, match dominated by England. What match did you watch? One bowler goes for 60 in 4 overs. How can you win the match? We batted okay, but bowled well, except Bishnoi.
Yeah, but dominated in the sense they won, right? And they won convincingly. And this is the best margin that you'll get in a T20. What do you want them to do? Win by 10 wickets? That's already happened in 2022. Can't happen in every game. They were the better team on the day. You have to accept. I mean, it's our bowler who went for 29. And that is what it is. Having said that, let's say he didn't go for 29. He was under the pump. And, the game was very close. They could still have won it. So, they won. What do you do? Batting also, as we discussed, wasn't the ideal performance. No?
Yeah.
Meher Singh says, I'm sorry Varun looked better today, but his form in international cricket poor since the World Cup. Will Jackson, Dawson combined gave 49 runs in 6 overs and our main spinners go for 96 runs in 8 overs.
I'm just happy that Varun Chakravarti is still walking because he was going to get another fracture today.
Yeah.
Bethell straight 4. Again, he's doing the same thing, putting his foot to stop that. I was like, hello, you've just had a fracture. You've come back from that. Same thing, putting his leg there to stop that boundary. It was like a rocket.
And I was telling fellow KKR fans, Saransh, the same thing. I'm like, did this guy not learn? I'm like, at one point in time, thanks to that one stupid thing, he was playing with a fractured wrist and a fractured toe. So please, don't do that. Don't go for the ball. I'm okay. Sunil Narayan doesn't dive for balls. I'm fine with it. But at least don't do something stupid like putting your boot there. Don't. Just don't.
But I mean, I'm going to cut him some slack coming back after an injury. So, yeah, it's not bad.
And he was bowling through a lot of pain through the IPL. A lot. Because I remember all the coaches.
Left hand had a couple of fractures, he said.
And then the foot.
Then
His hand healed and he broke his foot.
Yeah.
Genius.
I took a good catch today. Much better
That
than
was a
what you
good catch.
expect
Yeah.
of him.
Vaibhav also got a good catch,
Yeah.
the boundary.
Yeah.
And poor guy never got a chance to field for his franchise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Impact player for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got Rakesh Bhushan. He says, India dominate in Asia but remain inconsistent overseas despite a few big wins. England exposed us. Nearly in the T20I World Cup semi-final 2. Time to pick the best 11. Ditch the consistency excuses. Define roles and win next 3 matches. I think Rakesh has not asked a question, but he summed up things very well. Good point. All well taken. Meher Singh says, please sir, all of you view game very deep. I want you all to opinion why Chahal is sidelined because previous management also dropped him. Still better is spinner in India, even better than Kuldeep. I can't disagree with Meher. But we've been saying, Meher, if you're a regular watcher of Sports Today, we've been saying it since 2022, where he was taken as a number one spinner, then made to bench. 2024 didn't get a chance to play a single game. He's a World Cup winner nonetheless, but still, I don't know why. I don't know why captains lose that faith in him. Maybe it is something that only the inner circle can tell you. Sometimes it is, like what you're feeling on the breakfast table, I guess. Because if you're looking at it from the outside and we are not privy to those conversations or to that energy which is within the group, I can't see any reason why he's not played more T20Is for India than he has already.
It's the same
It's a
inexplicable
baffling
thing like you have with Sarfaraz. Nobody knows what's wrong.
Yeah, but in Sarfaraz's case, we see potential and we argue.
Yeah.
In UC Chahal's case, he's done it repeatedly year after year.
There's no potential there. He's proven.
Yeah.
He's as proven as they come. I mean, imagine getting more than 170, 100 odd wickets, 150 odd wickets in Chinnaswamy as a wrist spinner. Yeah. Forget about it.
Can I tell you, I think one of the major reasons, and I have no qualms in saying it, but I think because he's quite a nice guy, he's a lot on social media, he's okay, he takes everything in his stride, doesn't complain much. I think that's why. If he was a guy with a bit of an attitude and, would question things and all of that, I think things would have been different. He's just very amiable in that sense that he's easy to drop because he'll take it in his stride, never question it. Sometimes you have to be a bit bossy, which is definitely not.
But
I think he's paid a price for that.
Didn't we used to say the same things about Ishan as well? That when he's with the senior team, okay, even if he's on the bench, fine. But then you went on that tour, and then again because of that perhaps perceived attitude of his, where the ones who were even a batch or two younger to him were then being given preference, and he suddenly lost it after that because he was this good guy, and he'd be taking things as they come. But he's managed to come back into the team,
But
right?
because he reached a break point, no? He reached a stage where he said, this far and no further. I draw a line. He came back. And since then, he's a different person. In his case, he's okay. And that's the price that he's had to pay. Unfortunate. That's what it is. Rakesh Bhushan says, Abhishek recovered well after a scratchy first 8-9 balls when he struggled to connect. One set, he should aim to carry the bat more often like Bethell did. That's a good point, actually.
That
But
is the
you know,
problem.
the kind of game he has, he will get out. See, he's the last person I'm going to blame because he's been getting you runs and at a good click. Right now, we have,
I think
we're
we-
clutching at straws.
I don't know
10,000 other
if it-
problems.
then I think we need to look within as well. We can't expect somebody to play first 6 overs, try giving us 200 strike rate, 180 strike rate. Then come the 8th over, now you analyze the situation, now you slow things down. It's T20 cricket. ODI cricket, you expect the guys to be playing in different gears. Here you're talking about 250s and 300s. From the same guy, you can't expect so much, I think. He's giving you, even Tilak for that matter today, 24 of 11. This is the kind of ethos that you're trying to build. This is the kind of ecosystem you want. You want everyone to live by the sword and die by it. Then you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great if he can.
If we can. Like, again, that Sooryavanshi knock we saw in the eliminator.
Yeah.
Chips were down, but he still hung in there, right? And he got you those 90 odd runs.
Now again from the US, she says, to be fair, wickets kept falling with Ishan on the other end. T20Is are a proof you can't compare strike rates of openers and middle order. Yeah.
Yes, but at the other end, you had a Shreyas who was also going big guns.
Yeah.
So I don't really agree with that assessment
I mean,
entirely.
after Shreyas fell, I can argue that you had a slump. But then at that time, Shreyas and Ishan, they combined. It was not necessary for you to drop anchor and let the others go bang bang. Both can go bang bang, like how it worked in the World Cup final. Abhishek and Sanju both went 6 overs 92. The game was done.
Banton Bethel,
Yes, Banton Bethell. That's
B&B, air is missing.
yes.
Rakesh Bhushan says, still yesterday the entire management was in sync, singing the same tune about consistency in selection. Nikhil, what changed overnight? Please take us through what prompted this sudden shift in the approach. I think this is the question of the day. But unfortunately, Rakesh, I may not have an answer.
I mean, the script definitely got flipped. That's all I know.
I don't know. As I said,
Was there some outside influence that
maybe
could
they
have
must
caused
have, they must have watched one more film. There was a VS in one film in which he ended Stuart Clark's career. Vijay Shekhawat. 7 sixes of 8 balls. Ended Stuart Clark's career right in, right there. One ball when he was in Sydney went to Brisbane. So before a Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, perhaps they saw that film. Vijay Shekhawat. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Victory. 2009. That film, of course. Before Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, there was Vijay Shekhawat there, who was hitting bowlers for fun. He hit Brett Lee for 6s.
not change. Kohli ki main
But victory, Vijay Shekhawat, yaar, come on. I think they saw that and they
no,
flipped the
answer
script.
the question. Why? What happened?
I really don't know. Maybe for the first time, this Indian cricket team management listened to the outside noise and said, let us include a Vaibhav Sooryavanshi today.
I can't help but disagree to this, that I think the pressure from the outside played its part. Because here you were consistently saying we'll give them, the players, a long rope. Boom, something flipped. It can't be.
I don't understand the chronology.
Yeah, I don't know. There's an outside pressure somewhere.
Okay, so what happened
Some
is,
influential people said something.
see, there were a lot of influential people today.
What do you mean?
I mean, you saw the visuals were.
I didn't see any. I only saw Farooq Engineer, who's always there when the game is in Manchester.
But he does reside in Old Trafford, right?
He has a stand named after him.
Yes, he does. And there's also one more, James Anderson Pavilion.
Yeah,
That's
of
there.
course.
But see, what might have happened is Monet Mokel gave that customary press conference that was there. Said the same rehearsed, by-hearted quotes at this point. But then suddenly Shreyas Iyer and Gautam Gambhir decided on the eve of the match, let's get in a Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. Let's just add more tehri to the Indian cricket team at this point in time. not a khichdi rather.
Yeah, make him eat Terry first. So many times you've said it now. I feel so hungry.
That is the only thing. They listen to the outside pressure and say, okay, Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is just too good to ignore. I think that is what has happened. For the first time, the Indian cricket team decided to listen to people power. And let's include a Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. People power has restrictions, my friend.
Okay, we've got Vishal, we've got Mihir Singh who says, our batters allowed Jacks bowling 3 overs, 22 runs. Why Tilak come below Shivam Dube? Because he can't face spin. Bowling, it's not working long time. It's good Abhishek fire in the last 2 games because the batting will only score 160 runs.
At current template, sadly, yes. At current template, yes. I like what Vishal has to say though. I think comment of the night potentially says that just like E20 fuel is safe for almost every vehicle except older models, this World Cup winning squad will be given a log run unless you're Sanju.
No, by the way, it's
not
not
even
safe
safe for
for the
even-
newer model.
Because those are like E5 compliant at best. None of them it's safer. None of them.
I've just, as you all know, got a
New
new,
bike.
yeah,
You're
not
worried.
compliant. It's 20, but now you're getting more, no?
Yeah.
Terrible.
And see, in a performance machine, even slight things make a difference.
matter,
You pay
absolutely.
money for that, na?
Absolutely.
Exactly. What do I do, man?
So in this reel, I don't know, at some petrol stations you're getting this fuel priced at 168 rupees a litre, and that's apparently for those performance vehicles and some clean fuel.
No, but which is that one? There's none available because the high-end fuel like with octane of 95 and 97, even they are ethanol blended now.
Exactly.
There's a now new one which is 100, which is like absolute, which you barely get. I mean, so forget about B towns, A towns like the biggest city like Delhi and Bombay also. There'll be like just a handful of pump. You'll have to firstly figure out which will have 100 octane, very rare. That also apparently has 5 to 10%, which is will be better. But then I have to go hunting for that petrol station. It's terrible. Yeah, I'm saying everywhere make everything available. Let the consumer choose.
And in this case, it's not even about choice. If your vehicle is not compliant, it's like, okay, tomorrow, should I put water in my car then if I can't put petrol? It won't work. Simple as.
What's more appalling and unacceptable to me as a citizen is, how is it that I have been made a lab rat? How is it that on record in the Supreme Court it's being said that
It's an experiment.
that
Yeah, it's an experiment,
And
and
after
yes,
1 year-
your mileage will drop.
yeah, and after 1 year you'll get. See, firstly, it's not become cheaper.
Yeah.
The one thing, the first and foremost thing you were told about
Some
ethanol
people have
blending.
become millionaires because of the factories,
Yeah,
ethanol factories.
we all know who they are.
Rakesh Bhushan says this will intimidate score 220 every game talk is naive. Overseas conditions dictate strategy. You assess the pitch, you set a realistic total and defend it. Chasing 220 in every match often means you don't even reach 200.
Nothing more to add.
1050 days later, now we are seeing all this.
No, but you won a World Cup in 2024 as well. Different conditions. You won.
Attritional conditions.
Yeah, but then you scored even 250, 280 in South Africa also.
But South Africa were giving you those patas, no?
That's the thing. Mir Singh is saying, now a team management realizes Hardik Pandya is national treasure after Bumrah. And without him, your team always falls behind extra bowler and lower order hitting. Without him, team is not complete and pray he remains fit.
But this is something that we've been saying for the longest time. I said it even at that time when people are saying Indian team management is looking for a replacement. I was like, looking is one thing. You can't manufacture it. Now, it's not a machine or product line that you can create. It will not happen. So you can't find him. But by the way, having said all of that, and I think you're right, there's no replacement for Hardik Pandya. The one player that you're missing the most, and that's the biggest difference between World Cup squads to now,
Jasprit.
as you mentioned, Jasprit Bumrah.
Yes.
Same total, Bumrah bowling 4 overs. Best
You're
of
winning.
luck. Best of luck.
And it was that Bumrah over in Mumbai that ensured England had a mountain to chase in the final 2-3 overs.
Correct.
It was that Bumrah over. Otherwise, England were winning it with 1 or 2 balls to spare.
Correct.
Yeah.
Vishal says everyone wanted Sooryavanshi in, but no one said at whose cost. The guy who won you the World Cup almost single-handedly dropped. I'm no Sanju fan, but it's unfair.
Welcome to the club, Vishal. This is what we've said in our pre-show, mid-show, post-show. We've been saying that. And while by the way, in today's day and age where we live, everyone, if you say why you've dropped Sanju, for everyone will start hating that, oh, Sanju PR, this PR. You hate Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, you do this. Excuse me, yeah. Everyone you need to look at. So tomorrow, if I praise Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, I started hating Sanju Samson. No, you just got to be fair. And that's what I said. That in all of this celebration for Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, and we all are fans of Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, you conveniently forget the guy who does.
That is why the democratization of social media has been the biggest curse, because opinions are given at a flimsy. No one realizes the broader long-term consequences. You are just restricted to this one tunnel hole of a PR or a lazy journalist, paid journalist. By the way, all professions that you work in, you do get paid. You are not a charity worker at this point in time.
Even charity workers get paid.
Of course, of course.
Just
So,
saying.
this is what our fan bases and whatever people in the Indian cricket ecosystem are, they get so dumbed down, which is why no one realizes the long-term cause. And again, Hardik Pandya, but then you are very happy to criticize him that he's not contributing. But what he brings balance to the team, you will never realize that.
Exactly. Ashish Dar says that Ravi Bishnoi only throws the ball like a dart, no variations.
Yes. He's not too far away from, I mean, not like a dart, but I do feel that his googlies are just one too many and people are slightly figuring that out. It's happened like last few years only.
Yes. Mihir Singh, my problem is Ravi Bishnoi is too predictable, and now Varun, once he got hit, he bowls fast. Now Kuldeep also does the same. When he hit his that has hit his confidence, I am really fearing for our middle overs bowling. It's really causing a lot of trouble.
See, Varun, I still will back to come good eventually. I think get back into some rhythm, but he does have that problem. I've seen that in KKR as well. If he gets hit one too many times, he'll start darting them in. For Bishnoi, that's all he does. And even Kuldeep, instead of trying to give it a few revs, try and change things up, I'll never forget, I think it was that game against KKR only where Finn Allen and Cam Green were attacking him. He was either bowling it too full, and then when it was too full, he was pulling the length back and short. So it's like, okay, what exactly are you trying to accomplish? Don't bowl it in the slot, but if you're bowling it short, you'll just give them an ample space to just put the bat up and whack. And that's what's happening. He's trying to bowl it fast and short. A recipe for disaster if you're a spinner. That to a wrist spinner. So
Yeah, problems with us. We think of Ravi Bishnoi as a leg spinner, not the opposition.
we don't. The fact that we think of him as a spinner is in itself.
Everyone's playing him like an off spinner, and which is where the predictability comes in. Says let Harshit come at number 3 to destroy off spinner ploy.
Good play.
The second right-hander you have
he's being sarcastic.
in the top 8.
Excuse me. No sarcasm. The first name on the team sheet is Harshit Rana.
No, Jawagal Srinath was sent number 3.
Ajit also.
No. He could be serious that maybe, get a right-hander, no?
But Ashish Dar, I agree. Because Harshit's name is first on the team sheet. Always. Before the captain, before Jasprit Bumrah, he's the first name on the team sheet.
I love conflict says.
After a long time.
Yeah.
I do love conflicts. I ordered it just 2 days ago.
But now is the moment for Chili Pani.
Tonight.
He says, feels like dropped chances are proportional to age in this era. Or the the chances of being dropped are proportional to your age. But that's true. Yeah. Sky got dropped because of his age only.
Yeah, but I think he's also referring to what happened to Sanju.
Yeah.
I think
These
that's his
calls are
reference,
taken,
yeah.
of course, keeping age in mind also.
Sharad Johnson says Sanju should have ideally become the captain or vice captain. Now dropping him shows there's a clear and undeniable agenda against him. Okay, Sharad, bit powerful, but I promise you if he became the vice captain, he'd be even more droppable. Because that's just what happens to vice captains in this country.
I don't know about the agenda. I'm not going to go down to that. But as we've criticized here on Sports Today, I think it was rather unfair to have dropped him after 3 matches. Very, very unfair.
He's the easiest person to drop. I've always said that. Yeah. He's the expendable. Then you've got Mir again. He says, do you ever see the possibility to play 2 left-arm spinners in India's T20 side because bowlers like Anukul or Sai Kishore or Krunal bowl well and have good batting? They're genuine all-rounders in T20 and left-arm bowlers do tend to do well.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Why not? And especially with someone.
Jadeja, Akshar have played together,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, if you don't have any other option, you can go for it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
That's better than manufacturing Washington as an all-rounder at this point.
Krunal is a good, decent all-rounder.
Yeah,
He
and
bowls
you don't-
bouncers,
and you don't know what he bowls.
Yorkers. Yeah.
Exactly. He bowls under sea level. He bowls everything.
He's got the whole gambit. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got Sarthak, who's a DC Rishabh Pant fan, says that in a year or so we would be thanking the management to bring in Vaibhav Sooryavanshi in the 11. Unfortunately, it had to be Sanju. Burr?
But VS is
but
the best
Vaibhav
player.
Sooryavanshi is the best player out of 11 in the squad in the long run.
Which could be possibly true.
Upside.
I'm not denying that. Absolutely, he could be. I mean, I'm not even looking that far ahead in the future. For all you know, he could be the guy who wins you this series only. As simple as that. He's capable of doing that at such a young age. Completely agree. See, there's no way where we can predict the trajectory of his career. It could be outstanding. It could be so-so. It could be bad too. But on the basis of what we've seen, it does look like that it'll be upwards.
Up,
And
up,
sure, he is good in that. But we're only discussing the timing of it, how has it impacted the team, and how things will be in the long run.
And Sarthak again says, lesson learned. All good IPL captains are not necessarily good T20I captains. Who plays 3 spinners in England? Iyer needs to learn a lot.
Not a bad option though. No, not at this.
I don't think playing 3 spinners
Yeah.
is an issue. Yeah. It's managing his bowlers.
And tactics. That's the thing. Ashish, the Harshit to star in documentary 19 November Ek Dar.
He is in form, I must say. It is past midnight, and Ashish Dhar is in good form. And he's not even joining us from the US or something where it's early morning. He's just had his coffee and
Today is the day for good memories though, yeah. 2 years back, it was this day, the Indian team after having won the World Cup came, 4 days later because of the storm. In the, yeah, it was today. We're all covering, by this time that speech and all at the 1K day was done. And you know, I was just earlier wanting to make that point on Jasprit Bumrah. I remember from that time when those speeches were happening, Rohit went in, Virat went in. What does Virat say at that time? Says there is one man who kept bringing us back in match after match. And you knew who he was talking about. JB.
Love it or hate it, the Indian cricket team has always been about star culture, and Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is the next big thing after Sachin and Virat. Thanks for playing the superstar Vaibhav in the 11.
He's happy.
Yeah, but say VS can be Vijay Shekhawat also, please.
Only for you.
Vijay Shankar.
Yeah, but he's retired, na? He's retired. Gone too soon, but okay. Yeah, Indian cricket career ended too soon.
Not too soon. Silly
Yeah.
Paneer says Hardik for Tilak and Boom for Bishnoi. I think Harshit at 8 is permanent, so you get 7 batters, 4 fast bowlers and 2 spinners. Best possible lineup. Harshit at 8 is not permanent. He's not. Much as people will make jokes, he's not. But I don't know if you can do this either, because then you're only batting with 7.
Yeah, because there'll be that odd T20I in which Harshit will bat at number 7 and Aksar will bat at number 8. Oh,
Yeah,
first
yeah.
T20.
That happened. Vishal says that Sid, according to Sid, Gigi is so misunderstood. Maybe he is playing 4D chess, lose a few home test series now to win the 2030 World Test Championship.
If you ever get the chance, Vishal, interact with Gautam Gambhir. Trust me, it will open up a lot of your mind. Interact with him once, criticize him, everything. Just do that. That's what I urge.
I think the tweet of the night comes now. From
Nikhil,
Rakesh
watch out for
Bhushan.
Shashi Tharoor tweet tomorrow. I know, regional bias.
I know that's coming.
I know.
100% it's coming.
Yeah, it could come, yes.
Gaurav Jain says that Sanju has had 10 years of being picked. Yeah. Final comment. 10 years of being picked, dropped. Then one series led to Gill come back. Then player of the tournament and dropped after 3 games. Nichols, according to you, from player's point of view, what must he be thinking?
I mean, he's now numb to the shock and pain. That's it. He's numb. He can't do anything.
No, but it can't be easy on anyone. We sometimes joke about it. But try and think of it from Sanju's point of view. He just turned the tournament around for you. And by the way, he had a very good IPL as well. for Chennai.
See, nothing can go lower for Sanju when in that Thiruvananthapuram T20 against New Zealand, he fell for 6. Okay. 5 matches, 46. He realized it's done. But then God said there was an off-spin problem. My God, what more do you need? God's plan, indeed. And he got it.
So maybe God's plan today, off spinner. What, one of your openers?
Yeah.
Will be
Indeed.
forced to get a right-hander back.
Yes.
Who will then be the sacrificial lamb?
Ishan.
Ooh.
Then it is Ishan.
Who do you bat at number 3?
Sanju.
That doesn't solve the opener problem, no?
Doesn't matter. Sanju will come. You need variety at the top order. Because Sanju is the only guy who's batted at 3. Vaibhav is batted at 3. Abhishek is batted at 3. Starting 2022.
Midnight senility is hit.
Oh. You tell me who has batted at
But
3.
the problem is that you don't want to lose your wicket first up that early, which is why left hand right hand combination. That's what you saw, right? And then you shifted.
Okay. Then what you do is play Abhishek at 3. He started his career at number 3 for Sunrisers Hyderabad. Play him at 3. But you're dropping an informed guy and you're demoting him. Wow. Awesome.
The final
I've
actual.
already dropped an inform.
There you have.
Exactly.
Final question again. Sarthak says, I'm already a Weber Puglu. Honest confession, I've imagined him scoring a ton down under in the pink ball BGT test. Might sound funny, but is it impossible?
No,
2029.
Not at all, not at all. We'd love to see that.
But will they play a pink ball? I doubt.
Actually, you're worried about that.
Yeah, that's why I think it's impossible.
No, no. Normally you do. You will play Adelaide. You played last time BGT.
Yeah, but after how long?
Only one series you didn't
Oh,
play.
yeah, that's true.
2018 you didn't play. 2021 you played. 2020 you got out for 36.
36.
But then you played Adelaide in 2024.
Oh, yeah.
You did play with the pink ball. So that's an. You can.
This time it was Travis Head who troubled you, na? Pink ball test.
When
Again,
does Travis Head doesn't? Even he doesn't trouble you.
he sees blue and goes mad.
Okay, on that note, we'll take your leave. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. It's Sunday now. Have a great Sunday.
Yep. For America, it's the 250th independence.
No.
July 4th. It's
Gone.
for us, it's gone.
For them, it's still there.
It's starting now.
No, so it's not starting, it's a half day there.
Noon.
It's already started when?
Yeah.
It's about going to be afternoon time now there.
Yeah.
Okay, bye bye, good night. Nandri,
Nandri,
Vanakkam, Shubh Ratri, Shabba Khair. Enjoy the FIFA World Cup.
Yeah. 1-0.
Go
Morocco.
ahead, 1-0.
Bye bye. See you.